Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Nick O'Leary, and today we've got a Mercedes-AMG model, and more specifically it's a Mercedes-AMG GLA 35. Now, typically the first thing that captures everyone's attention is usually the grille, especially on a Mercedes-AMG vehicle. This one is no different. It's called the AMG specific grille. It used to be called the Pan America grille, but it was recently changed over the past couple of years. Now, you can get this on an A45S, but if you went for an A35, you don't actually get this grille. So the GLA is quite unique in this way, but I love it. Now, a couple of things at the top of the list on Mercedes-Benz design is safety and comfort. But there is another hidden thing that you might not always think about when looking at a car, and that is aerodynamics and emissions. So take the wheel, for example. You've got this little ring around the middle of the alloy, and what that does is help with buffeting at high speed. So when you're driving down the road, all the air flowing this way across the car, if you have this ring here, it's actually going to kind of glide over the wheel and reduce noise and vibration and that kind of thing. Even things like the mirrors on the side of the car. There's a little channel just on the outside which kind of pushes air and water away from the window, which is actually typically near your ear. So it's just all these little things just to make your experience behind the wheel just a little bit better. Now, the 35 engines are very, very similar to the 43 engines found in, say, maybe a C43 or a GLC 43, for example, mainly because they're kind of classed as an entry-level model into the Mercedes-AMG range. Now, I use entry lightly because it's still a cracking engine. This M260 AMG engine is a 4-cylinder, 2-litre with a 306 horsepower output. It is very, very quick. It also features Mercedes-Benz's 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, which means its 0 to 60 time is 5.2 seconds. So that's not far off the GLA 45S. As with all Mercedes-Benz, the attention to detail is insane. For example, in this engine here, it features clever technologies such as air-water charge air cooler to allow more cooling output in the charge air duct. Even the thermal management system is intelligent. One valve blocks the coolant when starting up so that the car's operating temperature is reached faster, allowing it to work more efficiently. Now, for those of you that watched my video that I did on the GLA last year, you'll remember that I mentioned the GLA is based on the A-Class, and this car is no different. Because it's a GL, which in German means Geländewagen, and then the A means A-Class, it is basically a raised A-Class. But there's one key difference. It does feature a bigger boot and the ability to open the boot from your key. So let's have a look at the different ways you can store things in the boot. At 495 litres with the seats up and 1,430 litres with them down, the GLA offers a lot of practicality. You can even split fold the seats 40, 20 and 40. Further still, you can even lower the floor and of course take the parcel shelf out. Now, in terms of rear space, as I mentioned, the GLA does gain some height. I've actually set this front seat up for my driving position, and I can sit comfortably behind myself, and I'm 6'2". So all round great space, and there's even a USB-C port down here for charging your phone, little nets like on the back of the seats, and then there's little cubby holes in the doors as well. So all round really, really nice. Now, as I said at the start, the GLA 35 isn't exactly the same as the 45, so there are a few things omitted on the GLA 35, such as the seats, for example. So in the 45 you actually get the AMG performance seats as standard, so just bear that in mind when you're looking at a 35 model. You won't get those, but there again, I do quite like that, to be honest, because the 45 seats are quite firm, and considering this could be a car you use every day, I quite like the comfort aspect of these. Now, when you do sit in for the first time, I guarantee you that your eyes will probably be drawn to this awesome widescreen display found in quite a few new Mercedes at the moment. It runs MBUX, which is Mercedes-Benz's latest multimedia system. I won't cover the full details of it in this video, but do check out the pop-up banner up above to show you what this system's all about. But rest assured, it's the latest and greatest. It's actually probably one of the best out there, to the point where you don't even need to use the manual to navigate it. It's all touchscreen, it's got phone, navi, radio, media, all built in, very, very easy to use. Now, equipment-wise in the UK, a GLA pretty much comes with the equivalent of what the executive package would give you in the normal GLA, so that's standard. Do just bear in mind though that it obviously can change over time from new builds from the factory, and it will vary from country to country, but just keep an eye out on things like a panoramic sunroof, for example, or ambient lighting, or keyless entry, or fully electric seats with the memory function. Those are going to be found in the Premium and Premium Plus packages. And then guys, it goes back to that original question, is a GLA 35 a true thoroughbred AMG? Well, if we scale it back to an A-Class, for example, I would love an A35. I would also love an A45S too, but for everyday use, I think an A35 would be like really good. It's got that high performance, but it doesn't have like those bucket racing seats that might make it a little bit too firm, because the suspension changes as well. Now, if I was then looking for something that was a bit higher, had a bigger boot, more space, then this would be perfect. So yes, I would say they are a true AMG. It's just not going to have some of those finer cutting edge details that, say, an A45S or a GLA 45S might have. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Guys, thanks again for watching. Do hit that like button, and of course do hit that subscribe button if you want to see any more future videos just like this one. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.